Live, another episode. This is where I just talk about everything I want to talk about, anything I want to talk about, all of the things in the world. I need to come up with a better tagline for that while we're thinking about it. I need y'all to help me workshop that. It is December 1st. I hope everyone is doing well while we're waiting on folks to join the live broadcast. Cooped Up is my website. You can visit that anytime. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all social places. So at I'm Cooped Up. So wherever you are, particularly if you're on the Instagrams, would love a follow there. And wherever you watch or listen to this, it is on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the bell, subscribe button, follow button, whatever it's called, so that you do not miss a minute. There's my mama. Hey, Mom. We've missed you the last few days. So supposedly, numerous people, Eric has told me this too, and others have said that Facebook is not giving notifications the same way they used to about this going live. I don't know if you have to now go in and maybe like when you're on my Cooped Up page, you have to go in and say all notifications or something like that. I am unsure, but that is, you're not alone, Mom, in that. So no reason. You apologized yesterday, and I'm like, it's all right. It's all right. I think you still love me. I'm pretty sure you do. So let me grab a pen here. So happy December, everybody. December. It's such a great month. First of all, it is the month of Christmas time. I love that so much. Super fun. Even if I have not decorated an ounce in my own house. Shocking, I know. I just haven't, because we don't have lights on the house, I just haven't gotten into the spirit yet. And then equally importantly in my eyes, because for me at all, this is the Cooper Cotts show after all. It is the month of my birth in 2 weeks from yesterday. So 13 days from now on December 14th, we will celebrate the 48th anniversary of my birth. Sorry, I was doing the math. I started questioning my age there because I've already committed to saying I'm pushing 50. Because here is the thing. I used to get made fun of all the time by a former boss who said that I never tell people how old I am. I always tell them how old I'm going to be. Like they'll say, how old are you? And I say, oh, I'll be 25 in December, or I'll be 25 this year, that kind of thing. And so I always default to that. And so like I've been telling people I'll be 48 next month. I'll be 48 later this year. I'll be that. And I don't know why I do it. I think it is, well, actually, I kind of know why I do it. Same reason I'm like, I'm pushing 50. I reference it as I'm pushing 50. Because when you look as young as I do, people are like, no way, right? Speaking of looking young, I look like I dressed for preschool today. I had a campus tour this morning, and our principal was there. And she was kind of poking fun at me. She's like, oh, you look like a little preschooler today. And I'm like, I really do, don't I? I even have bright blue tennis shoes on with this, with my jeans. So I love this sweater. It's so very like 80s pop. If you're listening on the podcast, rebroadcast, just go with it. It is a color block. It's orange on the bottom, the belly section. Navy blue on the top. It's from Land's End. It's kind of a rugby like button up, and the sleeves are light blue with pink ribbing on them. I swear this is a men's sweater from Land's End, as you can see right there. And I got this cheap. Here's the thing. So I love when the end of the season sales at places like this was the end of the, I don't know what season. I've had this for a while, so it maybe have been like last winter. I just haven't worn it very much. But I love the end of the season sales because here in Texas, we have no seasons. We just have chaotic weather. Like yesterday, it was 80, or 2 days ago, it was 85. And then the next morning, it was 35, right? So we never know. I don't own very many heavy jackets because we rarely need that. But I own all kinds of pullover, half zips, cardigan sweaters, in every shape, color, style. Shorts the same. I love it when they do the end of the summer sale in like July, and I'm like, bitch, we still got some shorts weather we've got everyday shorts weather. When July rolls around in August and the national brands are starting to roll out the fall lines, here in Texas, we still have like until October wearing shorts almost every day if you're allowed to wear shorts every day, as I am. And then my legs start to feel funny when I wear pants because I wear shorts so much. But then even now though, like I probably within the next 10 days will be in shorts at least 2 or 3 times because I'm what? Yes, I'm a teenage boy. I'm actually a teenage girl, but I'm not transgender. I'm just a teenage girl stuck in a middle-aged man's body. My mom says she stayed on my page until I came on. I love you too, Mom. So did y'all have any success with Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all that? I meant to talk about this not yesterday. Yesterday I was gone because we were doing a tour of schools for Mason. I will fill you in privately on that if you know me personally. I don't want to talk about that publicly, but let's just say it rhymes with dumpster fire. Yes, I'm not kidding. So let me see. I've got my Amazon pulled up here to see what I ordered. I would put it on the screen, except for I'm afraid that some of these things are gifts, and I don't want, if someone is watching, to see gifts I bought for them. So I have, oh my God, how much have I ordered? Good gravy. So just delivered since when did the Black Friday sale start? Like the 17th, something like that. Just since then, I'm on page 2 of my orders on the Amazon screen, and I'm still seeing delivered, order placed November 13th, delivered November 15th. Order placed November 13th, delivered November 15th. I probably place like 6 Amazon orders a day because I never order. I try to keep it in my cart, but then once I kind of hit the like free shipping amount for same day or whatever, that $35 threshold, I'm like, let's go. Ordered a robot vacuum to replace the one I had already ordered, and that was a lot more expensive the first time, and just returned that one. Ordered some gifts for the teachers. Ordered some Blink mini cameras. Those are an Amazon brand. It's like interior cameras, and they're just like Wi-Fi enabled. So far, all of this is mostly for me, though. Let's go here. Ordered Claire a gift. I'm not going to say what it is because she might be listening at the door right now. It's one of those blankets that you can wear. Like, what do they call them? Snuggies? This one's not one that brand, but yes, that's one of her gifts. I ordered myself, because I'm a middle-aged man, I ordered myself an ergonomic mouse pad. Yes, a mouse pad with that like gel thing on it so that I don't get carpal tunnel. Some shoe deodorizing bags. So there are these charcoal bags that you put in the sun for like an hour or two, and then you can put them in shoes to deodorize the shoes, and they last for like a week, and then you have to put them back in the sun, and they last for years, but you just have to recharge them with the sun. I don't know how they work. They were on a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal, and I live in a house with 2 teenagers. So that means, and we take our shoes off most of the time by the door. That means that there's this cloud of funk. It's like a green cloud that hangs in front of our door, our kitchen door right now, which is also in the kitchen. So I'm like, we got to do something about this. So a 6-pack of natural bamboo charcoal bags, 100% natural shoe smell remover. We'll see. They were only $8 for a 6-pack. So my expectations are not super high. I ordered a new magnetic air fryer cheat sheet. So if you have an air fryer, I swear by this thing. It's a little $9 thing. It's a magnetic thing. It goes on your refrigerator, and it tells you all of, like, if you're making chicken, you cook it this long. If you're making Brussels sprouts, you cook it this long at this temp, that sort of thing. Saves the day, because otherwise half the stuff that you buy still doesn't have air fryer instructions, right? And so you're reading it, and you're trying to make the connections, and it just doesn't work. I have learned, though, air fryers are just really miniature desktop convection ovens. So if you have a recipe or a box of something and it has convection instructions, that's the same thing as the air fryer instructions. The more you know. Some more security cameras. I don't know what I'm wanting to watch, but ordered some more of those. A new microfiber reversible comforter for Mason's bed. He has a duvet right now. I'm not going to get gross, but you know what teenage boys do. I need something that is less fancy and easier to wash. Miracle Grow indoor plant stakes. I mean, I am living large here, y'all. Like, this is exciting, exciting stuff. Power strip, a bunch of pens. I bought just a ton, like big packages of these little fine tip pens, and then I ordered the color ones too. They were like $4 for this pack of them. Again, low expectations, but you know I love a pen. Oh, this is probably the thing that my children hate the worst, and I almost gave it to them as a Christmas gift, but instead I just decided to tell them about it. Is there's these boards where you can just like put a shirt onto it, and then you flip it, and then flip it like that, and it folds the clothes. My kids have never folded their own laundry before, and I'm like, it is high time that starts. It is high time. Maybe we'll stop throwing clean clothes. What pissed me off is actually I'm going through their laundry. They bring their hampers down, and I start putting laundry in the machine, and I realize half of these clothes are still folded from when I washed them and folded them last time. Instead of putting away the stuff that they didn't think they were going to wear, they just put it back in a hamper. Both of my kids did this. Socks still bundled up. I was like, y'all are we're going to teach you how to do your own laundry. Now, maybe not all the way, but I think I was doing my own laundry in the 8th grade already. I definitely know that by high school, I was doing my own laundry. Actually, I think I was doing most of the family's laundry. We lived with my dad at the time in Donna, Texas. And I remember, I believe it was my 9th grade year, that I asked for a dryer for Christmas because we had a washing machine, but we line dried our clothes outside. And I hate the way, I don't know why people like line dried clothes. I do not. Some people say it smells good. I don't think so. Some people say it feels good. I definitely do not think so. It's so crunchy. I do not like that. And we also, our dogs would get on the line and just pull the clothes down, or the wind blows it off or whatever. I just hated line drying our clothes, especially big things like sheets and such. And so I asked for a dryer for Christmas. That is both sweet and sad, isn't it? It says a lot about my childhood too. So those are like my big purchases for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Monica says that line dried clothes are hard as a rock. I just do not like, and they're like crusty and like preformed to the line. Like, I just hate it. So on Black Friday though, Monica and I did drive into College Station, and we made all the rounds of all the stores. We went to the mall. I think I've already told you about this. And Target was not very busy. The Academy was very busy. And what else did we go to? Anyway, in store it wasn't very busy, I found, but then I've since read that it was like a banner year for Black Friday sales. So I'm guessing most people have just switched to online, as have I. It's still fun to kind of go out and have an adventure. Monica is asking, did we get a dryer? We actually did, but I do believe that everyone recognized the sadness of giving me a dryer for Christmas. And so we got a dryer, and then I still think I got a Christmas present that year. If it would have been, trying to think, it must have been my freshman year of high school, 9th grade, not my sophomore year. Sophomore year, I got a combined Christmas and birthday gift, which normally I do not like. In this case, I did not mind. I got my pickup truck. My first car was a pickup truck, a Chevy's, like 1987, so it was used, Chevy Silverado pickup truck. With it had a gun rack on the back. It had a toolbox. It's one of my dad's old company trucks. It had 2 gas tanks. Yeah, I think he paid $800 for it. Yes, the insurance would probably, maybe not the monthly insurance, but definitely like every 2 to 3 months, the insurance was probably more expensive than the car was. And then I went away to Germany, and my dad got married, sold the truck, all of that. So, what else? Oh, I also forgot to tell y'all. So, I told you that we went to Waco for a few days. Before we went down to Monica's house, we went in RV down there. It was rainy and cold, and basically we just shopped through Waco, and it's not a lot. I mean, a lot of Walmarts and H-E-B's and Home Depots and stuff. But I was shocked, I tell you, at how nice the how nice the Target was. It was. I'm going to go on record. I'm going to go on record with this and say that the Target on the southwest side of Waco, I think it's in like a little town called, because Waco is actually a conglomeration of a bunch of towns. I mean, there's a town of Waco, but it has a bunch of suburbs. I did not realize that until this trip. How many like little towns are connected to Waco, and you don't see the difference going from one to the other. But Woodway, I believe, is the name of the something way. I think it's either Westway or Woodway, is the name of kind of their fancy-ish suburb, about as fancy as you can get in Waco. Although there were some nice houses. They had a Target there that was gorgeous. Like we went in, I'm going to go on record as saying it is the nicest Target I've ever been into in my life. And I'm a Target connoisseur. I'll tell you, I've been in them in New York City, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, Houston, all of them. The one in Waco, I tell you, is the nicest one I've ever been into. It must be a prototype store or something, because it was, it had, they're starting to put the is it Ulta? Maybe it's the Ulta sections in them. They're starting to put the CVS sections in them. They're starting to put, all of them have that Magnolia section now. Surprisingly, that one was not all that impressive at the Waco store. But and why would it be? Because they've got the actual Magnolia just down the street. But the store was gorgeous. It was like the cosmetic section. It looked like something in a Neiman Marcus. It was really, really pretty. So good for you, Waco. I mean, you don't have a lot going for you, but you got a good Target. So Monica's reminding me that my first truck had the high beam clicker that was on the floorboard. You know what? It looks like a tater tot sticking out of the floorboard, and that's, you click that, and that's how you would change the headlights from low beam to high beam. Yeah. You know what, Monica? I am so spoiled by my most recent cars that I probably couldn't even tell you the right time and place to turn the high beams on and the low beam. My car does everything. I'm convinced that my car is teaching me how to not drive anymore, and I am fine with it. I can't back up without a backup camera. I get into one of Todd's cars, and I think it's the Jag. I never drive the Bentley, but I drive the Jag. I'll try to back up in that thing, and even in our Jeep also, I'll back up and I'm like, how do you know what's behind you? Do I actually have to turn my head? And then like cruise control, we have adaptive cruise control. So you just set it on what speed you want, and it slows you down when you come up to something slower than you. As soon as it gets out of the way, it speeds you back up. It's great. So what else do I have? So Claire, I think this was yesterday after the broadcast. Claire, I startled her. I was sitting in the chair right here, and she was standing next to me, and I turned and I said something loudly or something. I don't remember exactly what I did, and this is why I don't remember it. She got so startled that she punched me, and she punched me right in the face. Ah! Like that. And both of us then were kind of stunned, just like looking at each other, like, what's going on? It hurt for a little bit. I mean, it's a 13-year-old girl punch, and Claire's she's as big as a Sharpie. So it didn't hurt that bad. It was more just a shock to us. And then we both, of course, died laughing after that. I have a question for y'all. What are your thoughts on New Year's Eve parties? So we're starting to get invitations to New Year's Eve parties, and I have a long-standing rule that we do not leave the house on New Year's Eve. And there's a couple of reasons why. One, I call it amateur night. Like I call it the people who normally don't drink a lot, who don't stay out late, who don't go to parties a lot, all that kind of stuff. They're out on the road, right? So they're going to parties. And here's my issue with it is it's not just that all these people amateur night are going out on the road. It's that most parties end at the same time. There's New Year's, and within 30 minutes of the clock striking 12, the ball dropping, everyone kissing, all that stuff, everyone is leaving and on the road and going home, right? At least if you're like my age. Which means that there's traffic and a lot of drunk people on the road. I just do not want to do that. I'm like, I'll stay home. I'll watch it on TV. I'm so bad that we have started watching the like national telecast, like CNN or NBC or one of those, watching the national telecast, and it strikes midnight in New York at 11 our time, obviously 12 their time. And we'll just celebrate that. I'll be in bed before the actual clock strikes 12 here in Dallas, Texas. And And so that's one of the reasons, the drunk driving and stuff. Monica's saying, my New Year's Eve party is going to be 9 o'clock and on my couch. Yes, we'll be at 9 and on my couch. Same here. We usually do fondue. We'll do fondue at the house, and then we just hang out, watch the shows, and then go to bed. It's easy as that. The kids sometimes stay up a little later, but I do not. But here, the other reason is if you are in Texas, specifically if you live in a largely Hispanic part of Texas, and that's not a racial comment, that is just fact of life. The Rio Grande Valley is the exact same way, and I live in a predominantly Hispanic part of Dallas. The gunfire at night shooting into the air. So we've pulled bullets out of our roof before. There's always a story on the news about some little kid getting killed in their bed because a bullet came down through their roof, like a trailer house or something like that. Definitely in the Rio Grande Valley. And so I just don't want to be, and we can open our door, and a lot of people are like, ooh, let's play the game fireworks or gunfire. I don't like saying that because I think it sounds stupid. But but it is true. You open the door and you hear a lot of both. And I'm like, I just don't want to go out in that. And my car has a glass roof on it. So I'm assuming that if a bullet hit the top of my car, it's going to shatter the glass. It's going to potentially kill me or someone in my family. A little afterthought there. I didn't mean that. Little pregnant pause was unintentional. Or it'll startle me so much that I have a car crash because I startle super easily. So I'm like, nope. So we typically decline New Year's Eve invites. But this year, like we're considering it because we've been shut in for COVID for like the last 2 New Year's Eves, because wasn't last year's New Year's Eve when the Omicron virus was just starting to come on to the scene, I think. Yeah, I think that's correct. And then before that, it was like the Delta one. And I'd already had the Delta one at that point, but it's one of the waves. We're in the beginning phases of one of the waves right now. I think a lot of people have it and are just pretending they don't. So, it was cold in Dallas today. How's that for a seg? It was cold in Dallas. It is cold in Dallas today. And I had a tour of our new campus, the one that I'm spearheading for our kids' school. And it's coming along. I had not been there in about 3 weeks because last 2 weeks were Thanksgiving break for us, and I just didn't go the week before that. Shocking how much work gets done when you're not there all the time. Like you walk in, they had all the sheetrock up, they were texturing the walls, they were hanging the lights, they were hanging the drop ceilings. Literally the only thing left to do, well, everyone says I minimize things, which is true. I'm like, it's just. They need to put all the floors in and like light switches and that kind of stuff. But still, I was really, really impressed. So we're shooting for the end of January as when we hope we get our certificate of occupancy, and then very shortly thereafter actually moving on over. I will be glad for that day. This has been a long time coming. And then if you have any questions, put them in the comments. The last thing I have on my list is I read in the Wall Street Journal this morning that the government is finally going to be mostly going to be dropping its ban on gays donating blood. Most people do not realize that gay men in the United States and a lot of other countries, but mostly the United States, are not allowed to donate blood. And it used to be a complete ban. Like if you were a gay man, no blood from you at all, right? And then a bunch of years ago, like 5-6 years ago, they said, okay, gays, if you haven't had any sex in like the last, it's like 2 or 4 years, some ridiculous number. If you haven't, well, ridiculous unless you've been married for 25 years and have 2 children, but put that aside. Poor Todd. So they said you have to be abstinent for, again, like 2 years, 3 years. Like there are priests that have sex more often than this. Not supposed to, but yes. And so that was the new thing. Like, there's not a ban. You just have to follow the rules, right? And so everyone's like, okay, whatever. And then during the pandemic, when there was a whole bunch of blood shortages, suddenly they were like, okay, we think it's okay. So you just have to have abstained for 6 months, right? Well, now they're dropping it back down to 2 months. And it's unclear. The article I read, I was unclear, my interpretation of the article, if they're making that 2-month abstination ban for everybody, or if it's just the gays still. My original reading of it, and I only read it once, but my original reading of it was that it's actually, they're just going to make this the new rule that you have to have been abstinent for the last 2 months, unless, what was it? Unless you know that you and your partner are monogamous, which that is actually impossible to know. I've had enough HIV tests in my life, not because I needed them, but just that's part of the regimen of when you were a homosexual, that they ask you, they're like, okay, are you monogamous, basically? And I'm like, yes, I am. Is your husband or partner or whatever monogamous? Yes. And they're like, you don't know that. Don't say yes. You can't say yes to that. You do not know for sure. So I've learned that. I've not learned that the hard way. I don't believe so. But it's just one of those things. But that's progress, I guess. It would be really nice if it were just like everybody, like just saying, because they can test it all now, right? Like that's the whole thing. Is what the article said today, that is, if you have contracted HIV, within 10 days, their tests can pick up that you have had that you have it in your system. With 10 days, their tests can pick that up. So why is it 2 months still? Why isn't it 20 days? I say 10 days might be cutting it close, but like 20 days, 2 weeks. Have you had sex in the last 2 weeks? Like that's the part I don't understand. But anyway, I've said sex a lot on this episode, and I actually don't think I've said any cuss words, but I may still have to mark it as explicit because of all the sexy talk. So, anything else? Oh, we got Mason's test scores back today. I've not told anyone outside of our home about this. They were not terrible. They were good, actually. 3 of the 4 scores were good. 1 of them needs work, but we'll take the test again in January, and hopefully get those scores up. So that is good news all around. We will be celebrating that tonight. Love any reason to celebrate. In our house tonight, it is make it your damn self. Even the kids call it that. Once a week, I do that. It's leftovers. If you don't want leftovers, you can make it your damn self. Kitchen is closed. The cook is off. Make it your damn self tonight. So I will be having, what do we have that I might have? I may make some like chicken breasts or something. And I may actually I may make a bunch of them, so that I have some food prep. I love food prepping. By the way, did you see I have a new blonde do today? I got a new wig. I did not get it cut. It just got colored today. Or, as I tell the kids, it got uncolored because she just puts the bleach on it and it pulls the color out instead. So, alrighty. Well, that's all I got today. So with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. I missed you yesterday. Was I here the day before that? I think I was. And what else? I was working on a new tagline for that too, and I can't remember what it was now. So already, well, I will see you tomorrow's Friday. Yay! So this is the weekend eve. So I will see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye. Bye. Bye.